Okay, bro, welcome back. It's Friday, and most of the people are going to get absolutely drunk and hammered and go crazy and party and all that shit. But what are we going to do? We are going to keep our heads down and we are going to focus on working and focus on achieving our financial dreams as soon as possible, okay? We are not interested in fucking boozing and drinking and whatever they are doing, okay? We are here to work and make our families rich, okay? So today we are going to talk about gold standard. In the previous video we were talking about stock market growth and why it always grows, in my opinion, also because of the inflation, okay? And gold standard is actually connected to inflation. It actually happened before the inflation, okay? And I'm sure that if you follow economic topics a little bit, I'm sure you already heard about gold standard and you didn't fully understand what it means. So today we are going to discuss that, okay? Before we start, bro, as you know, my name is Yasha. My name is Yasha, and I help people increase their cash flow while reducing the risk when they are investing in the stock market or any other investments, okay? More on that later. Today, let's go, not today, but right now, let's go straight into the topic, okay? Now, what is gold standard? Gold standard is a system, bro, okay? It's a system where currency is directly connected to gold, okay? For example, you have a certain amount of gold, and then that means that you can only have a certain amount of one particular currency, okay? Because money is connected to gold, that means that bank cannot just freely print more money, okay? Because the amount of gold in the world is limited, that means that by the gold standard rules, the amount of money should also be limited. But nowadays, governments can just say, okay, we need more money, we have financial crisis, so they start printing fucking money, and then everything goes to shit, okay? Now, since 2020, when Corona happened, everyone needed money because people lost jobs and economical crisis happened, and governments just decided to print more money, which actually put more fuel on the already burning fire, and now we have even more mess than we had before, okay? So basically gold standard means money is connected to gold, okay? And now we are wondering, okay, Asha, you deep shit, you didn't understand, you didn't explain anything at all, and I still don't understand it. Don't worry, bro, here we have already the first example, okay? Example number one is like that. So you have a coupon for 1 bar of chocolate, okay? And then you go to the store and you say, hello, cashier, here I have one coupon for 1 chocolate and I want to give you that coupon, so you give me the chocolate, okay? So what you do, you give the cashier the coupon, okay? And she gives you a chocolate, okay? Now, example with gold standard is very same like that, okay? So you have a coupon, okay? And then you go to the bank, you give that coupon for exchange of gold, okay? So you give a coupon to the bank and the bank gives you the gold, okay? But instead of the coupon, you are actually using actual bank notes, okay? So you have 10 euros and then you go to the bank and you give the bank teller those 10 euros and he gives you, let's say, for example, 1 gram of gold back, okay? So it's the same with the chocolate. So that coupon is actually your money and the chocolate is gold, okay? Just like with the cashier, you gave her coupon for chocolate. In the gold standard, you give money for gold, okay? Now, I know that perhaps you don't still understand that fully, okay? So here we have the second example, okay? So one particular country has 1 kilo of gold, okay? Let's say that this country is Slovenia, okay? Because I am from Slovenia. So how much money does Slovenia have at this exact moment, okay? Let's take a look at our previous example. So 1 gram of gold is worth 10 euros, okay? So if we write that down here, okay? We have 1 gram of gold is 10 euros. And then we have 1 kilo of gold, okay? Which means 1 kilo is 1000 grams. So how much money does Slovenia have? Slovenia has 1000 grams times 10 euros, which means Slovenia has 10,000 euros of money, okay, based on gold standard. So now what happens if Slovenia wants more money? Nowadays, government of Slovenia would just turn on the printer and start printing fucking money, okay? But back in the days when we had gold standard, okay, Slovenia had to find more gold, okay? They literally had to start mining for the gold. And then that way they could have more money, because why? Remember, money was connected to gold back in the days with the gold standard, okay? But nowadays we have printers. We don't have gold standard anymore, we have printer, okay? Now, why gold standard was better? Because it assured, okay, that money is not made up, so that the bank couldn't say, trust me bro, we have money, we are rich. And now you see United States, the richest country in the world, in the fucking shit, you know, fucking fourth world country, you know what I'm saying? And they literally had gold in central bank vaults, okay, which means that the money in the gold standard time period was actually connected to gold, okay? So you were thinking, okay, I have 10 euros here, so I literally have somewhere in the bank vault, in the central bank, there is literally 1 gram of gold that belongs to me. You know what I'm saying? So you were safe, you were calmed down because you know that there is gold somewhere which belongs to you, you know? But nowadays you have 10 euros and then tomorrow the bank will print another 10 euros, so you actually have fucking 5 euros now. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make fucking sense, okay? And now when you start thinking, okay, if United States back in the days, which was one of the countries with the gold standard, okay, if they wanted more money, then it makes sense that they went to the west coast from the east coast, because those cowboys in the west coast, they were mining gold. That's why the gold rush happened, you know what I'm saying? So people were in New York and Boston and they were thinking, okay, we are tired of being broke, fuck this country, like I want to get rich. So they went to the west coast to mine the gold, and then they brought that gold back to New York and Boston, and then they exchanged that gold for money, because money was connected to gold. And now it makes fucking sense why we had cowboys, the Wild West, the fucking robberies, the bandits, the shooting, the revolvers, and all of that shit. Now it makes sense why all of that happened, because they wanted more money, because money was connected to gold and not to the printer, okay? So now you were thinking, okay, Yasha, back in the days you told me that you could take 10 euros, go to the bank, and then exchange those 10 euros for 1 gram of gold. So does that mean that you actually then walk with 1 gram of gold inside your pocket? No, dumbass, that doesn't mean that, okay? When you went to the bank and you changed banknotes for gold, you actually didn't get the literal gold ore, okay? You got so-called gold certificate, okay? Now you are wondering, okay, what is gold certificate? Gold certificate is shown here, you see? So it's actually just like a banknote, but instead of some whatever banknotes have, okay, it had, you can see here a little bit, you can see gold, okay? It had gold stamp with certificate. Okay, this is some, it's so little written, bro, I cannot read it, but you can use it as a payment for all debts, for public and private, gold certificate, you see? So this was back in the days gold certificate, and in comparison, bro, here you can see the banknote, okay? Whew, I was so thirsty, man. Okay, so what actually happened? You went to the bank, okay? In this particular example, you went to the bank, you gave them $20, and then they gave you gold certificate that somewhere in the vault, okay, you have 2 grams of gold, okay, in our example, because remember, in our example, 10 euros or $10 equals 1 gram of gold, okay? So this is what happened, okay? And you could use that gold certificate, bro, for everything. It was just like a normal bank note, okay? Sorry, here I wrote it wrongly, but instead of bank notes, it's bank note, okay? So with that gold certificate, you could actually buy food, pay rent, go to barber shop, go to traveling, you could buy a car, you could do whatever, because people knew that because money is connected to gold. That gold certificate was as good as gold, you know what I'm saying? So it was safer, okay? But if you wanted to literally have a gold ore in your pocket, then of course you could actually also convert it to actual gold, okay? And because of gold certificates and overall because of the gold standard, okay, the currency exchange was better, was safer, because everyone knew that banks have gold, you know, just like here in Casa de Papel, bro. Banks had gold like that in the bank vaults, okay? But nowadays, those bank vaults are empty because you don't need gold anymore, because you just have the printer and you print the money, and the more money you print, the more shit happens, just like with Cuba, Venezuela, or back in the days with Soviet Union, Yugoslavia, all of those countries, and Hungary. They all had like inflation, I think million% or something, because people were just printing fucking money and it wasn't connected to the gold, okay? So it doesn't make sense if you connect money to gold that you print more money, because if you would print more money, that means that there has to be more gold as well, but gold is limited in the planet Earth, you know? So you cannot have unlimited amount of money, which we have nowadays, but back in the days we didn't, you know? So that's why today's economy is completely messed up, bro. But don't worry, I'm gonna teach you how to tackle those issues, okay? So one of the things that I teach is how to double your monthly income, how to reduce your risk, and also how to be independent from stock market crashes, but not only stock market crashes, but also from inflation, okay? And how you can also use other people's money to create your own money, okay? So if this is something interesting for you, bro, then I invite you to click the first link in the description, which will take you to my website, and then here you can click start, and by clicking start you book a meeting with me where I'm gonna tell you for free, okay, how you actually can make in 3 years basically double the money, okay, just like I did. And then you could be able to quit your work just like I did, to focus on your own business just like I did, okay? So I hope to see you soon, bro. That's all for today's video. We are going to talk about gold standard a little bit more in the future videos. Actually, I'm gonna go to the swimming pool right now, and then I'm gonna record another video about gold standard, because slowly my idea was to introduce you to gold standard and then to inflation that happened after gold standard, and then how inflation can actually be taken to our advantage on the stock market, okay, and how it affects the overall stock market, okay. That was my idea. As I said, bro, I'm going to the swimming pool and then I'm gonna record a new video that you will see tomorrow, okay. So take care, champion, do the hard work, don't drink today, keep working on your dreams, and see you tomorrow. For you, but for me, see you in 2 hours. Okay, take care, bro, goodbye.